I'm Gemma from Generation Strength and welcome to day 24 of the 30-day Strength from Home workout challenge, where we're going to be working out every single day for the next 30 days. Today we're using a tennis or a massage ball to help relieve lower back and hip pain by targeting the feet, the calves, the legs and the muscles that surround the hips. Even for those of you that are not in pain, these self-myofacial release moves will help to work out any tight knots that you have. They will also enable you to identify which muscles need some extra attention. In all my programs with my clients, I always include a 4-step restoration program to help alleviate pain, address muscular imbalances. So these 4 steps include foam rolling, stretching, some key activation exercises, and finally some strengthening. So this is a 10-minute massage ball follow along. All you need is a little bit of space, a ball and a mat. We're going to go to the center of the mat. We're going to start with foam rolling the foot. We're going to focus on each area for about a minute. So when you're rolling, we want to roll the arch of the foot. So I'm applying as much pressure as I can, rolling underneath the arch. This is particularly good for those people that have flat feet, that the loss of the arch is brought in their knees. So we're getting out all the knots underneath, working out the fascia. So I'm going the full length of the arch and I'm bringing my foot around to the side, so I'm hitting it here. Again, it can be quite a painful move, so applying as much pressure as you can stand, maybe going for 8 out of 10, but that it should always feel good as you go through the move. But if you've never done this before, it can be quite painful the first few times, but it's a very good move for helping to alleviate lower back pain and knee. So I'm going to switch to the other foot. So again, I'm rolling from the arch to the top of the arch. You can feel around for different trigger points that you might have in the foot, but primarily it's going to be just underneath the arch. Once you've found a spot that's particularly sore, you can hold it, put a little bit more pressure on it. Take deep breath, try to relax into it. If we start contracting because it's too painful, then we're not going to get the full benefit of doing the ball. So from here, I'm going to take it back to the other foot, and as I roll, I'm going to grab it with my toe. So as I grab it with my toe, it encourages the arch to come back. So it can help to restore arch if you've got flat feet. So bring it over, we can flex the big toe, bring the big toe up. We can roll it over, grabbing the ball. So again, I'm flexing the toe up, and then I'm grabbing the ball. Grab, it's like I'm slowly working the ball in towards the middle of my foot, and I'm flexing the big toe. Big toe flexion is very important for any leg exercise you do, squats and lunges. Work the other side. So again, I let my heel touch the floor. As I flex the big toe up, and I take the ball over and I grip it with my big toe. As if I'm trying to curl it in to the middle of my foot. down again. come down onto the mat. We're going to adjust the camp position. We're going to be working the calf, so we're going to be working here on the front. So I'm going to sit and I'm going to work the ball up and down. I can also grab it with my hand, doing small circles. I do prefer to put a little bit more pressure on it. So my other knee is down and flat, and I'm rolling back and forward. It is an area that gets tight on most people, particularly people that do have flat feet, because the foot's not in the correct position. We have compensation throughout the body, starting at the calves, working up to the knee, and then into the hip, even into the shoulder. So now we're going to do the back of the calf. So I'm going to come down, it's under my knee, and I'm going to gently roll down to near the Achilles tendon, but I'm not going to roll over the Achilles. I'm just going to go up. I'm going to work towards the outer part of the calf, the meatier part. Nice, slow movements all the way up and down. When I find a spot that's particularly sore, I'm going to hold it there, doing small movements, micro movements. If I feel like the pressure is a little bit too much, I'm going to back off a little bit. So I'm either going to take off a little pressure, I'm going to slightly move the ball so it's just touching the pressure point, but it's not fully on it, it's not so intense. Switch. I'll take the knee down, pushing my hand into my calf. This is a muscle engages when the foot is flexed. So a lot of the time the runners can have little trick points in this because of the way that they run, that they do a lot of foot down, but they hardly bring the foot up and flex it. So that's going to lead to muscular imbalances between the front of the calf and the back of the calf. I'll do the same again. Rolling up and down towards the Achilles, but not on, back to the centre. And I'm just going to work the back of the calf. Round to the side a little bit. Just up and down motion. I can also bring it in underneath the knee and apply gentle pressure to the front of the calf. So now I'm feeling it here on the gastrocnemius, in the centre of the calf. If you do have knee pain, the chances are by addressing the trigger points in the foot, by doing the ball under the foot, and also working around the calf, stretching the calf but also releasing it like what we're doing now, that you will start to alleviate knee pain. From here we're going to go to adductors, so the side of the hip. So I'm going to come on the mat, I'm going to put my leg out, and I'm going to hold it here. I'm just sliding up and down. You can also use a book or two so that it brings you higher up, so it allows me to go a bit deeper in it to get more flexibility. Ball a little bit higher up, working towards the front of the quad, not on the front of the quad, but closer to the front so that we can hit more trigger points of the adductor. Again, I can hold it and slowly work right next to it when I find the spot that's tight. I'm going to switch sides. Try and just use the ball on it using the pressure of your hand, but you might find that it doesn't go deep enough for you. So we can do it on the mat. You might also find that one side is tighter than the other. On the right side it was quite pain-free, but on the left side it does feel a little bit more painful. You might want to focus on one or two areas more than the other. Maybe your right side is fine. So you can just hit the left, include the left in your daily stretches or your daily self-myofacial release. Then you don't have to work the other side because it feels okay. I'm going to go a little bit deeper into the adductor, taking a little bit higher. Now we're going to work the front of the quad. So I'm going to be working this part of my leg. Sometimes it's a little bit easier with the foam roller, but the ball does help you to get into tighter spots that you can't really hit very well with the foam roller just from the shape of it. So when I find a spot that's tight, to encourage blood flow to the area, help to break up the scar tissue. Go a little bit further down. Now I'm going to hit the front of my hip. So underneath the hip bone and down a little bit more into the quad. So we're hitting here on the quadricep and then just underneath the hip as we're attacking the hip flexor. So I'm going to do the same on this side, working up the quad until I find the spot that's sore. I'm going to hold it here. Make sure you're engaging your core so you're not letting your lower back arch. Dig your elbows in to create movement, stopping every now and then when you find the trigger point and doing some slow contractions. Up to the hip flexor. And then we're going to come onto this side of the knee, so we're going to be working here. So I'm bringing my hips slightly off of that and moving down. Slowly moving my leg side to side. Bring it up a little bit further. On the socket of my hip near the glute. I'm going to slightly raise my leg up. I'm going to switch to the other side. Again, I'm on my elbow, I'm coming up off the hip. And I'm hitting down the side, up the side of my leg. Apply as much pressure as you're comfortable with. The ball slightly to the front, then rolling it back side to side, bring up onto the hip. And move forward and back to hit the outer hip. From here we're going onto the glutes. So I'll put it under the bum, bring the foot up, so here we're going to hit the piriformis, one of the deep glute muscles, and I'm going to make large circles to start with, working over the whole glute area, find the spots that are sore, and then I'm going to narrow down my focus, making smaller circles into the area that feels a little bit tighter. By putting the ankle on the knee, I am working past the superficial glute muscles so that I can hit the piriformis and work that out. Usually the glutes are very tight as we sit all day, don't engage the glutes very much. So it is one of the moves that I recommend most people to do, if not everybody. And here I'm going to take the leg down. I'm going to work a little bit more to the outside of the hip. Now I'm going to switch sides. So again, my foot is up and off. Starting with large circles. And then becoming smaller until I find an area that's tight and hold it there. I'm taking my body weight over the side of the glute that I'm hitting so that I can apply a little bit more pressure. Take the leg down. From here we're going to do the QL as the last move that we've got to help alleviate lower back and hip pain. So we're going to be putting the massage ball next to the spine but not on it, about here. So QL is a muscle here, we're going to be working. This one doesn't require us rolling, just requires us to lie on it. So as I put it in, I'm pushing my lower back into the ball. So as if I'm trying to push it through the floor. I'm bending my knees and then I can, once I've found the spot, it can be a bit tricky to find it at first, so just play around with it. So you want it next to your spine but not on the spine, or slightly over towards the outer part of the torso. When you find the spot, you can gently drop your knees to the same side, just to get a little bit deeper. Keep applying pressure on the ball. Relax, you might feel that it starts to dissipate, that you start to feel it coming onto the outside of the hip or down here into the psoas or into the lower back or even the hip flexor. Just take deep breaths. You can move the ball a little bit more once we've relaxed one area. Again, not on the spine. Pushing the ball into the ground. Adjust my knees into the same side as the ball. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. So I lift and I'm putting it here next to the spine. Bring my bum up until I can find a spot that's a little bit painful. Pushing the ball into the ground and bringing my legs to the same side to intensify it a little bit more. Deep breaths, relax. our 10-minute tennis ball release session. I hope that you enjoyed it and that you feel a little bit better. Make sure to include 1 or 2 moves in every day or in a pre-workout setting so that you can help to open up the hips and alleviate lower back pain. I will see you tomorrow.